Let's try that again.
On today's Nerd News, topic number 1, Madam Web. Fellas, if you listen to my video from Monday, I told you which movie to go see on Valentine's Day to get the panty draws, and it definitely wasn't this dumpster fire called Madam Web. We'll break that down in a review. And we've also got Mark Ruffalo, who is known for letting things out of his mouth that he's not supposed to let out, said that we are going to get his Hulk in Captain America Brave New World. So that means 2 Hulks, 1 movie. We'll break it all down in this video.
I'm up early for the dealers come out. Everybody is outside till the killers come out. You ain't eating, you just act full. I'm impactful. Dozen funerals in a month. I got that pull. I will give it to niggas in all rap forms. Ignatius out right now on all platforms.
That's right, people. Y'all knowing, all loving, all feeling, all seeing, all powerful. Just damn all everything. Sexy as hell host of this channel, Lamont Tyson. Please follow me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and download the podcast too so you can take me long form wherever you're going. Madam Web, ladies and gentlemen. I talked about how all the tea leaves were saying that this thing was going to be one of the worst dumpster fires we've seen in cinematic history. Well, I saw it. It was bad. I won't say it was worse than Morbius, but it was trash nonetheless. And I'll just kind of go through some of the highlights without completely spoiling it. So careful for some small spoilers. Number 1, there is no post-credit scene, which in this day and age of comic book movies, that's a horrible sign. Damn it. It's a horrible sign, man. And the movie is a 2-hour runtime when you could have made it a little better by shortening this shit down to an hour, but they didn't do it. When this movie was made, they was trying to take advantage of the whole multiverse saga that Marvel was doing. And as you see, Marvel pulled back on that because they wanted quality over quantity. And so Madam Web was supposed to be part of the multiverse because Madam Web in the comics had a huge part in what went down in the multiverse saga in Marvel. But in this case, I feel like this movie was just a damn favor for somebody to get paid in the crew that made this movie. The plot of this movie about Ezekiel Sims, he's the bad guy. He's a man trying to kill 3 future Spider Women. And these 3 future Spider Women, just like Cassie, the main character played by Dakota Johnson, all kind of feel abandoned. Now, Dakota Johnson has more of the traditional powers of Madam Web, not the old school, where she's kind of got a little bit of psychic abilities, that type thing, but she also has the ability to see into the future. And they all have these abandonment issues, and all 4 of these women come together basically as a family and a unit because they all had somewhat of an abandonment issue. But they come together and kind of form their own family. The thing about these women, they was just pulling powers out of their ass, ladies and gentlemen. Damn it, like, golly. I mean, like, just random powers that you just like, well, damn, they should have had their own damn movie. And they wrote these characters very poorly. Now, they all can act. Dakota Johnson, phenomenal. All the 3 ladies that was in this thing, phenomenal. Even the bad guy can act his butt off. But what the material written for them, I can think of people who don't write scripts that could have done a better job than this. People who do YouTube, including me, could have written a better script for this because what they had to work with was just terrible. They even tried to shoehorn Peter Parker's parents into this thing. God damn, Ben was in this movie. They shoehorned his ass into the movie, just forced him in there, didn't really finish off what was going to happen with that story. And then the bad guy, Ezekiel Sims. Anytime you have a movie and it's about the protagonist is the good guy, you ultimately have to have a good antagonist. And this guy was the most generic bad guy you're going to ever find. The only thing they didn't do was give him a red mustache that he twirled the whole damn movie. This dude was just like your generic, rich, entitled, cliche lines bad guy. He had to keep reminding you that he came from nothing. Bad guy who had a sidekick that was a woman that did tech. So this is your typical cliche bad guy. They did nothing to make this dude enhance. They did nothing to give you what was his deeper motivations. They done none of that. The only thing you knew about this guy was he kept having these damn nightmares, basically about his death. And that was it. And he needed to go get some powers and handle these women. That was it. And the funny thing about him was that wasn't even meant to be funny. Why he running around here barefooted all the damn time? You know, Spider should have bit him on the foot. He walking through the alleyways of New York barefoot, in Peru barefoot. He barefoot through the whole damn movie. They should have called the movie Barefoot, but they didn't. And throughout this whole thing, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just sitting there like, my measure for a good movie is whether or not me as an adult older than 40 can survive without falling asleep. Absolutely not. Slept about 3-4 times. Kept waking up seeing stuff. Like, oh well, go back to sleep. So if you took my advice, and normally I try to find the best things possible about these movies. Normally I don't have any, I try not to say bad things about these movies because I want to give them a chance. But I just feel like this movie was made to just pay somebody who was working on the crew. So fellas, I warned you, if you want to get them panty draws, do not take your women to see Madam Web because it's going to be Madam No, you get nothing at home, nothing but a hard time. And so ladies and gentlemen, save your money. Save your money. Now, granted, art is specific to the individual. You might like it if you go see it, but if you're a traditional life gainer and you've been following me for a while, you have my movie DNA, don't go see this. Just wait for it. Moving right along. In other news, ladies and gentlemen, we've got news about Captain America 4, The Brave New World, starring Anthony Mackie. In an interview done with Variety, Mark Ruffalo said that his version of the Hulk is going to be sprinkled through a couple of movies because they're not going to give him his own movie via Kevin Feige because I'm sure it has something to do with the rights issues. Now, I thought that they got the rights back to Hulk, but apparently there's something going on where they're not going to give him his full movie. So they're going to do Hulk's story arc over a couple of movies. Now, fans are still upset at the way Hulk has been being portrayed. He got his ass beat by Thanos. He ain't getting no get back for that. In the Disney Plus series, my man pops up with his damn son from Sakaar, and we need to know, okay, what is going on with that? And we're all waiting for that unadulterated, whip everybody asses Hulk that we've seen from World War Hulk, and we may or may not get that. But in an interview with Variety, he said he's going to be in the movie, and then he comes back later in another interview with Variety saying he misspoke. Now, folks, this is Mark Ruffalo. Anytime he misspeak, the shit happens. I'm surprised they haven't fired Mark Ruffalo because he be giving away stuff like you at the grocery store and Mr. Beast is sponsoring it. He just be giving stuff out. So even though he came back to try to recant what he said, I expect to see him in this movie. And through pictures and interviews and slip-ups by Harrison Ford himself, we know Red Hulk is going to be in this movie. And it's going to reprise a lot of characters we remember from the 2008 Hulk, where you had the leader being played by Tim Nelson. He was the scientist that got bumped on the head and the blood went in his forehead. He's going to be playing the leader. Betty Ross is going to be back, being played by Liv Tyler. Thunderbolt Ross, we all know it's going to be Harrison Ford. And they're going to introduce a Marvel character named Sabra, who's going to be played by Shira Haas. And the first black Captain America, Isaiah Bradley, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be in this thing, played by Carl Lumbly. So I'm excited for it. I think this is going to be a good reprising by Anthony Mackie. We're deep diving kind of into some of the issues that are and characters that are in the Hulk lore. And so I'm interested to see where this thing goes, you know, because Anthony Mackie has played very well with the Winter Soldier. I just wish he was in this movie. But I get that they want this version of Captain America to get his own identity. So I'm here for it. But I want to hear from you guys. Are you excited to get 2 Hulks in one movie? And are you planning to go see Madame Web, the dumpster fire that it is? There's no reason why they should call it Madame Web. They should call it Madame Trash. Don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe, get yourself that life game. Please follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and download the podcast. Trying to get my nerd content up because I do so dearly love these comic book movies and all that they do. And until that next Sexy as Hell video, my people, I'll see you.